for the record, we will all file bankruptcy and we will all go back to school. You're not getting a dime from us. What? I have 3 degrees. I'll go get another one. I'm a black woman. Black women are the most educated populace on this planet. We go to bed, wake up, and decide, okay, we're bored. Let's go get another degree. Are you kidding me? I will take 2 to 3 credits per semester, per year, until the next administration gets here and figures this all out. You're not getting a dime from me, Donald Trump. Because see, what you don't understand, while you are trying to crush the middle class and destroy the lower class, we're thinking 10 steps ahead of you. You've been wanting that degree? Go get it now. If you've been wanting that 2nd or 3rd degree, go sign up now. Sign up part-time. Get those credits. Stay in school as long as you need to wait out this administration. May 5th, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Trust me.
This is why a lot of women actually voted for Biden. This is why a lot of women stay liberal. And this is how they tie you to a Democratic Party that actually is ruining America, driving it into bankruptcy, and then why we also have $37 trillion in the national deficit, is that she thinks that she's hurting Donald Trump. In reality, all we doing is talking about taxpayers subsidizing women that are forever in school. I like to look at black women a lot of times that speak like this, because I know that all black women is not a monolith, and I'm definitely going to link back to the content creator, regardless of whether I agree or not, because I always like to give credit to the people that create content. Content creator matters. We got to make sure that we give credit. So that'll be down in the description. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I like to look at black women as lifetime students. These particular ones, lifetime students, because they think that they can solve all of their problems with their degrees that most of the time don't even matter. Nobody cares. So first, I'll give you an example. Because you're in school and because you have a degree, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're smart, or you can leverage that and parlay that into something that will allow for you to be more successful so that you can pay off your student loans. God forbid that you actually do the thing that is best for you. God forbid that you actually pay down your debt. God forbid that you're even educated enough to know that you cannot file for bankruptcy and discharge student loans. I bet you didn't even know that. I bet the majority of these women that are having these conversations, and the first thing that she said is, we'll file for bankruptcy. Why don't they even know, or they're not educated enough to make an informed decision and know that you're never, ever going to be getting rid of student loans in bankruptcy? It cannot be discharged. But yet, here we are, most educated. I like to refine that. I like to say they're actually the most enrolled. Not the most educated, the most in debt, the most enrolled, and their net worth often at times is in the negative. So let me ask you a question, because we like to champion women that are doing this and are getting more educated, and they recently had this discussion where a lot of women are going to college and leaving men behind. Cool. So we have these educational institutions that are basically indoctrination camps that allow for women to be able to get their reproductive freedom and to be indoctrinated to believe that they are liberal for the rest of their life, something that's already been put into us as black people, saying that we have to vote a certain way just because we black, or you got to vote a certain way because you're women. And that's why they champion themselves as being a part of the 92%, right? So you go off and you get all of these degrees and you get all of this education and stuff, right? And then you realize that your African American studies degree or your business degree or your marketing degree or your underwater basket weaving degree doesn't necessarily yield you better results and you can't make any more money. So you have this piece of paper that you hate the American system, right? You hate the system, but you become a part of the system that then gives you a piece of paper to congratulate you, but you can't translate that into more money. And so as a result, you'll be forever indebted, which then ties you to the Democratic Party because they're going to promise you something in order to get your vote, maintain power, and also continue to manipulate and mastermind more money into their pockets. at the expense of American taxpayers, while at the same time saying that you're better than the men that chose not to make an not to go to college, not because they didn't want to, but because they was making an informed decision that they didn't want to go into debt. Because I don't see a whole lot of black men on these apps. I haven't seen any. And if I did see some, then they're sassy. But they say, okay, you know what? Maybe I want to trade. Maybe I want a job. Maybe I want to do something else. Maybe I'm just dusty. But the fact of the matter is this: their net worth is still more than yours from that institution that you think is a part of the system that's keeping you oppressed. Is that not the dumbest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life? So here's their solution. They're going to file for bankruptcy, which does not discharge student loan debt. Your credit score is still going to be messed up, which means that you won't even be able to get an apartment or a car. So God forbid you're going to get another Nissan Altima that has a front bumper missing with no insurance that's going to get repossessed anyway. So God bless you on that. But then on top of it, not only will this follow you for the rest of your life, you'll always have a negative net worth, and the interest is still going to be accruing on this thing over time that you then have it in forbearance. And here's the caveat on top. Because I've seen a lot of these women in real life that are lifetime students, and I kept wondering, what the hell is going on? Like, why are they going into being a doctor in this? They're not even going to make no money. They don't even make social work. Oh, man, you want to be a hospital administrator? No, okay, cool. All right, cool. So let's just say all of this is cool. Their solution, their final form, is to say, well, I'll go back to school because I'm bored anyway. Gentlemen, we don't care when there's a certain demographic of people, because this is not all women, so I'm not going to hang this on the hats of all women. Some of y'all are smart, feminine, focused. You do not lean into liberal policies, and you very much care about America. So let's be clear on that. But they think their final form of going back to school to being lifetime students that then continue to gain interest and drown them in debt is some sort of play, or they're going to punish the United States of America that is going to garnish your wages. So you still have to work. So you're still going to be paying it. You just can't pay it off because you're not doing the thing that you're supposed to do, yet they're the most educated. So this is what I tell guys a lot of times, because I want to make sure that we get to a conclusion, and then I give you some informed decision, or give you some information that allow for you to make an informed decision. This is what I tell guys a lot of times. Vet women for the place that you're going, not the places you at. Forget what they look like. That should not be the primary reason why you get with her. Check her credit score, check her payment history, and check her student loan debt. Check her credit score, her payment history, and check her student loan debt. All of that other stuff, do not marry them and let them hang that on you. Because then that will then become a part of your lifestyle and your responsibility. And basically you dragging a full grown adult that already then made their liberal minds up that they're going to do something a certain way that's not even in your best interest, because you the one that's going to carry the burden as a result of it. And then they're going to tell you that there ain't no good men out here. Then they're going to tell you that there are no good men out here. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them finesse you. Let them decenter men. Let them go their own way. Ain't nobody tripping about it. It's still going to be them busting it down for a real one. It's always another you, but we just going to let you stay in student loan debt. Again, I always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link will be down in the description. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is also in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I want to know what y'all think. How many of these people do you know in real life? How many women have you ran into that are forever students? Not because they're leveling up in their career, not because they're achieving or accomplishing something that never been done inside of their family, but because they actually dodge and having to pay their student loans back. And they really do care about their credit score, but they're not trying to tell you about it. Let me know inside of the comments. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.